It's a lot. How you doing?
What's going on?
Who am I talking to today, man?
When you're speaking to Blue Boy, they're the 30 clips.
Okay. They got you started, man. Well, listen. I know we had a bunch of conversations, right, related to your story. We even got some new series coming dropping the box stories. I have to drop those. But this slight little derailing is related to my man Florida Prison Talk. He got a little channel. He be interviewing a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters. He just happened to have interviewed a lot of the Dominican Patria Trinatario brothers as of late. And for the last 2-3 years now since we dropped our interview, every now and then we go at it. I send you the comments saying like I'm freestyling. We go at it with the Trinatario brothers, all because of one comment I asked you about what are your thoughts on the kid Cabello, and you had your thoughts on the brother, like, you know what I mean? Which were your thoughts? Which was from the time in the New York State prison system that you spent with this brother, amongst doing the things that y'all was doing together, because y'all both around the same age group. He may be a little older than you, but you know this brother a little bit more intimately than a lot of the brothers, definitely more intimately than myself, but definitely more than a lot of the Patria brothers that's been responding to you in such a negative way. So first, just tell me what you said about him, and then we'll go into the other thing. What did you say about him at that time?
Okay, I said, and I still stand on what I said, and my statement goes that brother never did nothing in the state of New York. What he did on Rikers Island, all that stuff, I don't have nothing against what he did down there. What he built, what he created, okay, that's good and dandy. But when he came on state, a lot of dudes be giving him too much pop about something that he never did in upstate New York.
What you mean he never did? Like, what you mean? Like, he never,
he was never stabbing nobody. He never cut nobody in the state of New York. You know what I'm saying? He had one fight where he broke a dude's arm. That's it. Nobody can show you a Richmond report showing that he got busy in a ride in the yard with them brothers. He can't say that. He never been in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? All the time he's been going to the box for is for getting high, getting caught with drugs, you know what I'm saying, and pushing a button. That's it. He never did nothing to the extreme where a mother could say, yo, I was there, he tore you up. Nobody can say that. You can say that about Rikers Island, yeah, because at that time, they was coming up. That was like in the uprising back then. So they was coming up. So he had to do what he did. That's why a lot of brothers look up to him. And I'm not knocking that. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it seem like this dude's God when he wasn't really God.
See,
and,
this is the thing, my brother. A lot of young brothers, like this kid named Young Gunner Up. You know what I mean? I told him I was going to make this video specifically for him. He's an individual that be commenting on YouTube. Me and him we was respectful, but he got his own. He respects you. He knows you're a gangster. He knows he knows who you are and what you contribute to just Latino gangsterism. Outside of your individual organizations, you're Crip, Cabello is a Dominican gangster. He understands that Latino gangsterism is a little different because the numbers are a little different. The organizations are different. Everybody puts so much emphasis on blood and Crip. And you're a Crip, but when you break it down just to Latin gangsters, that's different. So he feels that you want to be the biggest Latin gangster, and you're not giving Cabello his respect. So he feels like you're hating on him. That's one, this young man. And he doesn't feel like you're giving the Cabello kid the level of respect that he deserved, or you just hating on him. So my thing with that is, I think, like I told this young man, we weren't there in the 80s. I was born in the 80s, so I definitely wasn't in the New York State prison system. Io was fucking Blue Boy. So that's that man's opinion, and whatever else we leave up to it, then he starts to go to the conversation of you didn't build your gang up, the Crips, the way Cabello built his gang up, meaning that they're the most feared and the craziest shit in the state of New York. So that's how he feels. He just feels like you want to be the biggest Latin gangster. Now I'm going to give you a platform to do your own thing and you have your conversation. You get to respond to these brothers because you know everything I've sent you. You know everything I've read to you. So now is your time to respond in a way that you want to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And let me start off by saying this from the beginning. I'm not on no, he's Dominican and I'm Puerto Rican shit. I'm not with that. I never been on no racial shit. I got Dominican family in my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? I got comrades who's Dominican. I've never been on no racial shit against blacks, white, Chinese, or whatever. That's never been my thing. You know what I'm saying? I keep it official across the board when it comes to certain things. I'm not sugarcoating nothing, and I'm not trying to hide nothing for nobody. A motherfucker can easily pull my shit up any way they want. You know what I'm saying? If the brother feel that I'm trying to disrespect his legacy or trying to knock him down so I can lift myself up, I don't have to do that. I had a reputation from the street. I came from the street with a reputation. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for 38 years and still alive. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I represent who I am. You know what I'm saying? And before I was Crip, I was Machadero. You know what I'm saying? And after that,
I think you were Latin King. They have this King.
Never been that.
Yeah.
Never been. I've never been a Nieta. I've never been Latin King. I've never been Rat Hunter. I've never been Cañonero. I've never been none of them other organizations. You know what I'm saying? When I first came to jail, the only organization that was ringing bells to the state was the Rat Hunters. Then later on came Latin Kings, Nieta. And let me tell you something. I didn't become none of those. Not because they didn't ask me to become that. No, I didn't want to join no group. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I wasn't into none of that. You know what I'm saying? I figured I could do my own bit, my own way, and do whatever I want for me. But as time went along, I had comrades said to me they was building that Machadero thing. And I ended up joining them. And even then, one of my main things was when I joined them, I told them the same thing I'm telling you now. I said, listen, I'm be down with this, but whatever beef I had before I joined this, I'm going to still handle that on my own. I don't want nobody to help me to handle that problem. And you got brothers in the street right now, Mikey Perez, Angel Lopez, they was Machadero, they could tell you that from the door. You know what I'm saying? That they could expound on that from the street. They got to see the whole thing with me and them. After that, you know what I'm saying, the brother that started the Machadero, he ended up went home, he didn't do nothing. So at that time, I didn't like bulliness. I never liked it that. So I ended up joining Crips. You know what I'm saying? And even when I started Crip, I got involved with that. I wasn't official Crip. Nobody made me Crip. I made myself Crip. You know what I'm saying? At a time when it was dangerous to say that, or it was dangerous to be that. You know what I'm saying? I took that on my own. And even then, I've never been no bully. I've never been with none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like
to briefly, real quick. Tell the quick story of how you became Crip. You don't got to go into full details because a lot of brothers got that misconstrued as well too. How did you you made yourself Crip? But tell us a little bit of why you did it, the incident that led up to it.
Okay, there was a kid that came from Rikers Island, but when he was on Rikers Island, he was Crip, but then he was having a lot of problems with the other organizations. And what happened was he became Muslim. The Muslims took him in, and he decided to become Muslim. But now the Muslims went over there and told him, "Dude, listen, man, y'all got to give us our word that now that he's Muslim, that he's good." You know what I'm saying? So they said, as long as he's Muslim, he's good. He came to motherfucker Sing Sing. I'm not going to go into all the names of people who was involved, but some of the people that was involved with the Rikers Island situation came to Sing Sing as well while he was there. And being that they gave their word, they didn't want to make the actual move on the kid. You know what I'm saying? So what they did, they plotted with some other people to make a move on the kid, and it came back. And I found out about it as well, because one of the people that they were trying to get him to move on the kid was one of my people that I fuck with. So the kid started coming out, and I asked him, why you don't go out no more? He said, nah, dude's just trying to do something to me, I think, and blah, blah. So I said, why you didn't go to the movie? He said, nah, I don't want to involve them. You know what I'm saying? I already involved them too much into this already. I said, listen, you come outside tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to do nothing to you. So we ended up going outside. We ended up straightening things out, talked to a couple people, not to mention no names. And I was under that. So when we went back, the next day, I said, listen, give me everything you got about Crips. Books, anything you can remember. Books, on clothes, anything you got, let me get that. And he said, for what? He said, because I'm going to be Crip. He said, you can't do that. I said, who's going to tell me I can't do that? You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's all through my paperwork. That's already known by the state. Police know that and all that shit. So it doesn't matter. Okay. But that's what happened. You know what I'm saying?
We can move on to the Poppy brothers. I just wanted to.
Yeah, listen. What's his name again? That brother's name?
Young Gunner. Florida.
All right.
Is my man from Florida who be doing it. He's the podcaster. But the guy that I go back and forth with is this young man named Young Gunner. He's just a commenter, but he's a little bit more passionate, and I'm tired of a lot of the other Poppy out brothers that's, beefing, so he just happened to be the one that we highlight right now.
All right, so listen, this is for him per se. My man, you don't know me. Ask questions about me for real. You know what I'm saying? If you want, you can make the trip up here. I'm about to go to Southport. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be behind glass, so you ain't got to worry about me trying to jump over the table on you. You bring your little ass up here. We can sit down and talk like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Being that you speaking your mind, I'm not knocking for what you're saying, but at the same token, you really pushing the issue on something that you don't really know about. You've never been in prison. You've never been upstate. And to give you a little insight, I'm in Comstock, New York right now. There's no Poppy's living in this spot right here. From the door, they get shot. From the door. The toughest gang right now in New York State Prison is Damu. They run these jails. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you that from experience. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the numbers. Every jail I've been to, a lot of them in that jail. There's at least 100 of them in every jail I've been to. Or at least 50 compared to anybody else. So if you got an issue with them, you're going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? I have my issues with them in a few spots. And I'm still here talking about it. I got no scars on my face. I wish you'd come up here and talk to me face to face. And I'll tell you how this shit goes. You know what I'm saying? Every little jail, some of these jails around here and these maxes, a lot of podcasts can't live in them jails. You know what I'm saying? It's sad because everybody else is living. You got LKs living, you got Kanye, all these other organizations living. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I understand. You know what I'm saying? If you start something, then that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I've been living in these jails all for 38 years. Some of the brothers that's on that side of the fence know me since we've been doing biz together. And some don't know me. You got some that want to get at me. So that's still just the way it is. But everywhere I go, anybody that can tell you that. From the door, I step outside the first time to y'all, I'm purpled out. They know one end. Right? Yeah, because we can't wear blue, so we have to go out there all purple. But
hold on, Big. I definitely didn't want to, because I'm not into that, man. I am definitely not into the like politics of it. How many people stay? You know my style. You know what type of time I'm on. But my thing is, I like to give brothers voices, because it was a big world. I like to give brothers voices, and you definitely somebody that's family to me. So I definitely got to give you a voice, because there's so many made up scenarios and stories about you, and we don't oversaturate anything like the web with all of this shit. We only give specifics, and this is a specific conversation that we're responding to, and just a little bit of history on it. We still gonna drop your box stories about treacherous times and things that went on in them boxes, and you're on your way back to the box. You know what I mean, for another issue that you were set up for wrongfully. So the thing is, we're gonna get some backlash because you said Patias is not living in the state of New York. They getting clapped when they land. And that's prison politics. And once you're amongst that, you're amongst it. And this is not something that's not documented. A lot of them brothers go through issues, and there's some tough things, brothers, and everything. So we just want to keep it to that point. Like, we ain't here for the politics of it, though. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's the same thing. I don't care about the politics. I'm just trying to give the people the reality.
And
the reality.
And you've been doing that.
Yeah, and that's the reality. I'm on. See, you can't change reality. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? My people live in certain jails out of respect. You know what I'm saying? We earn that respect. Wherever we go, we're going to stand up. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing. Everybody got their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? But at this moment right now, you know what I'm saying, I just don't like to be accused of being on some Dominican, Puerto Rican thing. Like before, somebody accused me of being Latin King and said I was on some racial shit. Never. I got called ass from the street. I got my co-defendants in the block. You know what I'm saying? On Rikers Island, there's dudes in the street right now. Stitchy, he's in the street. My man Bogart, he's in the street. If they hear this interview, they'll tell you the same thing. On Rikers Island was a racial riot in Rikers Island, 1983, C-74. You know what I'm saying? I went against all the Spanish brothers because they were trying to move on my comrade. These are my comrades. These dudes I was raised with in jail. I know these dudes from DFY. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't go do that. I rolled with them. I ended up getting stabbed. You know what I'm saying? But all it is shit. I've never been on no racial shit. I live in the projects. Avenue D, Axe. And all my life, I grew up with blacks and Puerto Ricans all my life. They even got Chinese dudes in my projects and white. You know what I'm saying? So I could be racist with a motherfucker. I'm not with that color banging shit either. I respect the dude for what he respect me. I'm gonna respect you. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I like. Just a quick question. How is your organization standing? Because a lot of brothers, the little brother mentioned that he mentioned it in a joking way, but this is not a joke, that your organization might not be in good standing and y'all going through whatever y'all going through. How are you guys doing at this point as far as integrating into maximum security prison? Like, are you guys going through tough times, shit like that?
Yeah, sometimes we do, you know what I'm saying? Because you always go, this is another thing dudes got a misconception about. Sometimes you have certain people that are going to say, yo, God, they're good. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere down the line, somebody comes and says, nah, it's too many of them. You know what I'm saying? And this is with a lot of problems.
Being the blood
you know
in the past, I understand that concept. I definitely understand that concept. And so
yeah, so listen, you put in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? You got a better insight because you've been here. You know. Plus, you was on that other side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? So you know how this goes. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people
there's a lot of capping too. So a lot of brothers be doing a lot of talking, and they don't really even be getting busy like that. They can't really show you no reports. They might have had one fight. They not, it's corn bullshit. So they never really.
Yeah, definitely.
I personally don't even get into that aspect of it. Because I know some tough Crips. I grew up from Brownsville, man. Saratoga Park State. I know some tough Crips. I know some tough Crips. I know some tough Crips. I know some lame Bloods. I know, like, you know, I know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in my time coming through the jails, I've watched Crips have to go through so much turmoil because there's a scary amount of numbers, 50-1. I've seen that.
That's right.
It is hard to, but the thing is, what sets me apart is because I also went through those adversity, because when I first turned blood, it wasn't 50 Bloods to 5 Latin Kings. It was still quite a 3-1 odds, like, you know what I'm saying? 5-2, 98, 97, 99. The Kings were still pretty much prevalent, and they were still blowing the shit out of you if you came through certain cribs on Rikers Island. So from my era, I know how it feels to be outnumbered and have to make a decision if how the fuck is going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just that our numbers grew differently, and, you know, but I remember those times, man, going into court pens and it's 15, but even if it was fucking 3 Latin Kings and 10 Spanish people, that's still like 10, 15 Latin Kings, because the way they stuck together was such, you know what I mean, a different, you know what I'm saying? It was such a different way.
Yeah. So, and I understand that.
So I'm on that.
Yeah, see, but that's what I'm saying. You got the other side besides the side I'm coming from. See what I'm saying? So we both understand the reality. A lot of people out there don't understand the reality of what goes on in here. You know what I'm saying? They're being fed what somebody tells them. But they got to experience this to really understand this. You know what I'm saying? And see, young brother right there, I'm not knocking for what he's speaking up for his people. I applaud that. I respect. You know what I'm saying? He's a man. He got to speak up, because he's something that he joined something, and this is the person why he joined it for. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not trying to disrespect him or that whole organization. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I respect dudes individually. If a dude come to me and respect me, they'll do this way I feel. I don't like what you said. Okay, cool. Then we deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But when you say this and you say that, then you make it seem like now you're taking it personal that I'm saying that to you, and which is not personal. But now you're making it personal with me because you mentioned my name. You keep saying, y'all, ask him this, ask him that. Then you got these other cornball dudes. Not you. I'm not talking about you, young bro. I'm saying you got these other corn dudes that jump on a bandwagon now and talking about I want to take his cake. So I took his cake. He thought I was going to keep it. I ended up giving it back to him. What type of shit is that?
Well, the tapes. The brother said you took a tape. You didn't. You said you took a big pun. He gave you a big pun tape, right? And you brought it back, but you said, "Oh, I could have kept it, but I'm gonna give it to you because a couple of his peoples was upstairs or whatever." So he said that my man Florida Prison Talk contact that you took a tape from him. Now you didn't take it, but you gave it back. But you told him at the end.
But listen, why would you even bring that up? What was the purpose for that? Dudes that know me in jail, man. Why would I do that? That don't even make no sense. Why would you even make a comment about that? You know what I'm saying? If it happened, I don't even remember that. But if it did happen, why did he say nothing at that moment right there? You know what I'm saying? I don't really understand these dudes. See, what did I notice?
Did you even listen to Big Pun rap back in the day? Did you even like him?
Huh?
Did you even like Big Pun back in the day?
Big Pun, that's my boy. What's up?
Yeah, because that's what he said. The rap, he gave you some Big Pun tapes and shit.
Yeah, nah. I listen to Big Pun. That's my boy. I just don't like Fat Joe too much. You know?
Right.
But that's another story, man. That's for another time. Don't get mad about that too. I might have a bunch of Puerto Ricans going jumping. No, what? You know what I do?
One death threat at a time, man. Hold up. Let's keep it. But the conversation is clean, man, and I respect the conversation. I respect what he's saying. We didn't say anything too out of the scope. I told the young brother that we will respond to him in such a way that you don't hate Dominicans. I take it.
No. Listen. Like I said, I'm not going to Southport. Let me explain this to you. Listen, I'm in a box because they had me in RPC. When I first came to this jail, the Comstock, a bunch of kites was doing me. I was trying to get to the yard. You know what I'm saying? They dropped a bunch of kites. I can't say who did it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, they dropped a bunch of kites on me. Telling me they're going to kill me if I come to the yard, that I'm marked for assassination, a whole bunch of shit. Okay, they put me in RPC. I get to RPC, there's a bunch of dudes down there that signed in, bunch of dudes that got cut, didn't do nothing, took it on the hop. And then you got a couple of comrades. I had 2 comrades down there that I know for years. One got cut, got it on what to do. Other one, they dropped kites on him. He was down there. You know what I'm saying? And one of them was T-Mac, and the other one was Glorious. Okay? Both of them was down there. That's Todd Liddy. Both of them was down there. Now, I'm down there, and a couple of these dudes be beefing every once in a while. And I used to be screaming on the dudes down there. I said, my man, how you going to talk shit to each other and talk this tough guy shit? You got cut and took it on in. You didn't put on no resistance. You got a cut in a blast in your face, and you walked in. You didn't put up no resistance. You didn't even throw one punch or not one kick, nothing. You walked in, took it on in. Then soon as you came here, you seen, oh, no, hell no. Signed right in the PC. But you down here, both of y'all down here, talking tough and acting like gangsters. You know what I'm saying? So we went through that. And a couple of times I called a couple of them dudes out. And because they talked that gangster shit, and I ain't like that. Anyway, I ended up going to the yard one day, and get on my phone. I come back, police is waiting, sergeant's waiting for me with 3 police. Tell me, it's out to go get some water right here. And they pull me over, put me on the wall, so you got empty your pocket, no, pat me down, handcuffed me. I said, what's it all about? So I'll tell you in a minute, sergeant said. And he said, you found something yourself. You want to tell us about that? Found something in my cell. What are you talking about? Oh, you want to play them games? Okay. They brought me down to F block. The worst part of the fucking box is F block. Anyway, they brought me to F block, put me next to 2 brothers, 2 good brothers. And I kind of found out that I had a chessboard piece, it's coming like in a little suitcase. A dude put a knife inside the fucking chess piece and left it right there in front of my cell. The chess piece was always in front of my cell because that way I could reach it if I wanted. But it was right there at the end of my cell by the bed. Somebody put a knife in there, and that's why I'm in the box.
Oh, man. That's crazy, man. To get you off the channel quick, huh?
Yeah, so now I'm about to end up getting some time and go to Southport. Now, like, welcome to anybody that wants to come and see me. I'm going to Southport. I should be there sometime next month. You know what I'm saying? Next month sometime. If I do end up in Southport and you want to see me, you want to write me directly, this is my name and number. If you want to get something off your chest, you ain't got to talk crazy. You can talk directly to me. This is my name and number so you can hear it clearly. It's Louis Rosado. Hold up. I'll call you right back. Yeah?
I got you, bro.
All right, hold up.
The caller has hung up.